Hi, I'm Rose and welcome back. Recently, I had a really interesting conversation with a Christian friend of mine. She has a very open mind, and although she's quite religious, she explained to me the Christian perspective on the law of attraction. I found it so intriguing that I decided to share with you, along with some points from the Bible. So she told me that she remembers her college days when many young people were fascinated by the DVD and book called The Secret. After that, various versions emerged, like The Secret in Business, The Secret in Health, The Secret for Money, and so on. The central idea of the book was the law of attraction, which is based on 3 simple steps to get what you want. Ask, believe, and receive. She explained that asking is much more than just saying it. It's also about feeling and visualizing what you want. For example, if I want a new Porsche, I need to feel the leather scent, visualize the color, and imagine every detail. Believing means being sure that I've already received it, even before it happens, and acting as if it's already a reality. Lastly, receiving is about welcoming with gratitude, knowing that the universe is working to make it visible what already exists in the invisible. She also made a point of highlighting the caution we should take when dealing with the law of attraction. She said, in her opinion, the theory was organized based on spiritual and mystical ideas, like the studies of Helena Blavatsky and other esoteric thinkers. She used an interesting example. If a counterfeit £50 note appears, it doesn't mean that all £50 notes are fake. The same logic applies to spiritual ideas. You cannot discard everything just because some concepts seem questionable. On her perspective of the Bible compared to the law of attraction, she quoted a few verses that show how faith and mentalization play an important role. For example, in Mark 11:24, Jesus says, "Whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours." And in Matthew 7:7-8, he says, "Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open." To her, this means that praying without believing doesn't make sense. Faith activates action. She also spoke about Proverbs 4:23-26. Be careful what you think, because your life is shaped by your thoughts. Now, the mind needs to be trained, just like the body. Otherwise, it becomes weak. She compared the mind to a muscle. If you work out and run, you become stronger and more resilient. In the same way, exercising positive thoughts improves our mental attitude. One risk, she pointed out, was believing that visualization alone makes everything happen, as if God had no part in it. Some books suggest that simply visualizing is enough to attract what you want, but she believes it's God who allows blessings to come. On the other hand, completely ignoring the law of attraction and thinking that everything solely depends on God can lead to excessive passivity. Jesus healed the paralytic, but he did not carry his bed for him. In other words, God does his part, but we also have to do ours. She also warned against the danger of focusing solely on the material and forgetting the spiritual. Seeking prosperity is positive, but losing health, family, and faith in the process is not worth it. Another important point is finding a balance between selfishness and excessive altruism. Imagine this. You are on a plane, cruising at 30,000 feet, when suddenly the oxygen masks drop from above. Your instinct? Of course, you want to put the mask on your child first. But here's the thing. flight attendants always tell you to put your mask on before helping others. Do you know why? Because the air pressure drops quickly. You rush to secure the mask on your child, but they panic, tear it off, and you are left too weak to try again. In that split second, you both could be in danger. This isn't just about flying, it's a metaphor for life. Sometimes we are so focused on helping others that we forget to take care of ourselves. It's a fine line between selflessness and self-neglect. So yes, be generous, be kind, but don't lose yourself in the process. Balance is key. She talked about the power of words. Insults and negative words can attract bad energy, while positive declarations and words of blessing bring good vibes. Freud once said that the unconscious mind looks for patterns. When you buy a new car, for example, suddenly it feels like everyone else has the same model. That's because your mind is trained to notice what's in focus. In the same way, negative thoughts attract negative situations and people with similar energy. There is an additional story that she told me. It's about unconscious sabotage. So she mentioned about a TV program where the idea was to bring together women who constantly got involved with problematic men, like cheaters, opportunists, or already taken, and try to understand why this kept happening. Each woman shared her tragic story. And in the end, the psychologist present made an observation that caught everyone by surprise. She said she had noticed two things in common. Firstly, they all claimed to want a good, hard-working, honest man. Secondly, none of them managed to find that kind of partner. Then she asked if they had ever noticed that they were looking for a husband in nightclubs, late-night parties, and pubs in the early hours of Sunday. Places where a responsible man who gets up early for work would hardly be found. She concluded by saying that their words did not match their actions. They wanted to go north, but were walking south, unconsciously sabotaging their own happiness. It was a powerful reflection. Sometimes we don't even realize how our choices contradict what we truly want. So her final reflection was, it's important to remember that balance and discernment are fundamental when dealing with the law of attraction. We shouldn't shut ourselves off from different ideas, regardless of religion, but neither should we embrace them blindly. The key lies in keeping an open mind, respecting opposing opinions, and seeking wisdom to apply the concepts consciously and healthily. If you are interested in this topic, I have a specific video about the Bible and the law of attraction available here on the channel. Just click here to check it out. And what about you? What do you think of the law of attraction? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. It might just help someone who's also looking for answers. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.